What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Book is entitled Lessons from a Non-Custodial Father at Amazon, Kindle, and Create Space. Link will be in the description box below as usual. This video is entitled Why Do You Want Fathers in the Home Now? I've been hearing this I was on a hangout on O'Shea's hangout last night, and ABL brought this up too. That we could rectify a lot of these problems by have these fathers coming back to these homes. Now, I've heard men say this, I've heard women say this. It wasn't just what ABL said yesterday. Um, in some ways, I don't really have a problem with that idea or ideal, but I have questions. The first question is why now? The second question is, do the fathers have to be in the home, or why not can't those kids go to the father's home? You get what I'm saying? So the first question is why now? And why do I say why now? There was an era in which fathers were deemed as incompetent. They weren't necessary. You know, the police and the family courts were used as a weapon to separate a father from their kids, and that wasn't a problem. You know, even when fathers would go to schools to see their kids, was an issue. You know, people know about orders of protection and fights and arguments and this, that, and the third, and using kids as pawns, and playing games to keep kids away from their fathers, or to keep the relationship adversarial. People know about parental alienation. It's not a new thing. So why do you want these fathers in the home now? Because I don't think, to a degree, it has anything to do with the kids when people are asking for it. Like, some people are asking for it for the benefit of the kids, but I think the vast majority of people are asking for it because they looking for a man in the house to take care of them. I think without saying this, I am the mother and the father experiment failed. We just need these fathers in the home, and one of the problems with that is why I'm saying why now is because you there's this underlying tone that it wouldn't be as messed up as it is if the fathers were in the home with these women, and underneath that is nobody wants to address these women was messed up, or some of these women are really messed up and shouldn't be parents or shouldn't be primary parents. So because ultimately, they want to get. So we went from making these guys prove that they should be in their kids' life to saying these guys need to be in the home with the very people who said they weren't competent enough to be parents. Nobody sees an issue with that. That doesn't make you go, wait a minute. Like, how do these two things go together? Like, you know, I thought you said, he was terrible, he was evil, he was mean, he was gonna hurt those kids. He was too harsh. He might kill. He might beat them with a blowtorch. But now, if he comes back into the home, it's just gonna straighten out everything. And you're willing to be in the same house as this guy, but he's got to come back into your home. So why does he have to come back in your home? See, it's not reversed. It's not like y'all need to go to his home. And I think, It's a financial issue. It has to do with finances and it has to do with loneliness. I think people are running out of money. These kids are getting older. The cost of living is going up. The I can do bad all by myself ain't really the battle cry anymore. I'm the mother and the father ain't really working like you thought it was gonna work. You know, I got options. People not wifing up and committing to single mothers like that anymore. So now, and these kids aren't turning out successful. So now, if the father comes back into the house, it will rectify all of these problems without addressing. Well, that means all of these problems are there because what? Mom had control of the situation? But it has to be a situation. But the way it's framed is if he comes back into the house. So I gotta ask, and the loneliness part, because single mothers can find many men who will sleep with them. You know, you gonna find a man who will. If you look good, you're attractive, you're gonna find a man who want to sleep with you. That's just what it is. But is this man gonna commit to you and your kids? Nope. And it's not about the kids, to be perfectly honest. I don't think most black men I know, more than more love the kids. But we don't love the games that are being played using these kids. That's an issue. You know. So these women are realizing I'm not gonna be a wife because, and you know, and I know I know girls who were younger, like I'm gonna get married, and they shot, and these were women who didn't have kids, and some still don't have kids, and they shot down every Tom, Dick, and Harry because they just felt like they had options, and now they're like, I might be lonely forever because they shot down all their options, and I know single mothers who are the same way. You know, I got plenty of people want to holler at me. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna go back to school and focus on my career and graduate at 49, and then I might think about getting back into the market, but I don't know because these guys, I just don't know if the 49 and up crowd is really for me. Like, okay, all right. And then these women get lonely. You know what? Maybe me and my baby daddy could work it out. What? Because they ain't got nothing to do with the kids. The kids getting older. And, you know, now that they older, it's like, you know, I've been mad at you for 18 years, but now that this kid grown, I need a man. Oh, wow. Now, fast forward to something else. Why isn't it? Why don't you know, if it's really about the kids and you feel like these guys entering these kids' lives to make it so functional, why not just send them to their dad's house? See, that's just the mere thought of that makes some people's head explode. Like, like, you know, if you feel like the kid will work out better, you know, maybe their dad is more functional. Maybe their dad is more practical. Maybe their dad could actually get it done. You know, because you want him to come to your house to fix it, I guess, under your supervision and under your house, so you can put him out if you mad, right? But it's like, well, what if he got his own place? Why don't you just, you know, go be with your dad? You probably shouldn't need that. It's probably that type of time. And but I guess that's a power dynamic that people can't handle. Or am I gonna have to pay child support? Because I'm gonna be honest with you. Most women are take child support from men, but most women won't pay child support for their own kids. And they don't want to be on the hook to pay it either. You know, I gotta, uh, you know, so it's a problem because, and even when the parenting situation goes, I don't think the ladies want to give up the position because when these children look at life from a father's perspective of what right and wrong is in the world, they feel like, you know, I think some of them may feel like their kids gonna look back at them like, "Ma, you sent me down the wrong path." So, you know, why do you want these fathers in the home now? I mean, because I think the children are used as a pawn in that game at this particular point. Because it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out children need both of their parents. But when people are saying his father should come back in the home now, you're basically saying they should also be in relationships with the very person who didn't want them and their child to have a relationship. And I don't think that part's gonna work. You know, maybe I'm wrong. I mean, some people do, you know, go back and get back with them, but most don't. So we out on this video. Peace.